Good evening from Costa Mesa, California at LaBarge Stadium. You're watching the Golden West College Game of the Week. Tonight, it's the Beach Bowl, number 3. The Golden West Wrestlers taking on the Orange Coast College Pirates in the annual Bell Game. Hello everyone, I'm Rob Frecker alongside Kevin Schreiber, and we are pleased and excited to be bringing you this annual contest. Kevin, Golden West got out to a decent start this year, 1-1. It was an inspiring victory against Saddleback the first game, where they eked out a 16-11 win. But last week they traveled to Mount Sac and got roughed up there, 52-7. They dropped that one. Gave a chance for them to try out their different quarterback, Travis Toon, alongside Michael Vandereep. But unfortunately, it's the offense that is struggling so far, only able to put up 23 points so far this year. So ending up 1-1 going into tonight's contest. How, conversely, is Orange Coast doing so far?
As you said, Golden West struggled with their offense. I don't think it's going to get any easier tonight. Through their first 2 victories, 2-0, Orange Coast has only given up 10 points. It's only 1 touchdown in 2 games. Golden West is going to have a tough time tonight.
All right, so Golden West is going to try and find some offense tonight. They have able to hold the ball for more time during the game than their opponents in the past 2 times, but unfortunately it hasn't converted into points on the board. And of course, as we know, that's the big stat that we follow. So Golden West is playing this 3rd Beach Bowl game. They started calling it the Beach Bowl just 3 years ago. It's 1-1 so far. Golden West won that first one. Orange Coast College won it last year in a thrilling match that went down to the wire. But unfortunately, the Pirates snuck out on that one. So they are hanging on to the bell. They are the proud owners, and both teams vying to ring that bell tonight after the game. Our very own John McNichols had a chance to sit down with head coach Nick Mitchell this week. Let's take a look at that interview.
Well, Coach, at this point of the season, you're 1-1. The Bell game comes up this week against our crosstown rival, OCC. What do we look forward to this Saturday?
Well, John, we're kind of rebounding off a tough loss. We had a real big win our first week against Saddleback, and then we came back, played the number 1 team in the state, Mount Sac, and we kind of got our lunch there that game. But we regrouped pretty well. We had a really good practice on Tuesday, a decent practice yesterday. We're trying to improve on our run game this week and on our pass protection. On defensively, we've got to tackle better. And we've got to hang on to the intercept. We had about 3 chances for interceptions on Saturday. We didn't come up with a 1, but we got our hands on all of them. So we just need to capitalize on the big plays. It is the rivalry game, so the players will be ready, and they'll be well energized, and we'll get after it and see what these youngsters can do. We've got a very young team. We've only got about 12 sophomores, so they're learning by the fire. But they'll be ready. They'll be ready for Saturday.
And this is the 3rd game that we've covered, the Bell game. And we're 1-1. So for your regime, this is kind of the tiebreaker. And people tell me sometimes that those perpetual trophies don't mean very much. But 2 years ago, the Golden West team rang that bell an awful long time when that game ended. They were very happy to have it. And last year in a nail-biter, when OCC won it right at the very end, it didn't take those players very long to get around that bell. So it means something to the players, and I know it means something to the coach. It's always good to have something to play for.
Without a doubt. I mean, it's the only game that we really have a true rivalry for. Orange Coast is a district school. There's a huge bell that we play for, and a lot of these kids know each other. They played together in high school, or they played against each other in high school. The 2 schools are very close in proximity. We've got a lot of relationships within the coaching staffs on both sides. So there's a lot going on with it, that's for sure.
And the week after this game, you start your new American Conference against LA Harbor, a team that we don't have much of a history with, but that'll be interesting. But we'll deal with that one next week. This week, we're looking forward to the Bell game against Orange Coast. We wish you a lot of luck. We'll be there to televise the game. Thank you, Coach. It's always a pleasure.
Thanks, John. My pleasure.
All right, always inspiring words from Coach Nick Mitchell. What a level-headed coach he is. He knows that they played the number 1 team in the state last week, got trounced. They're ready for another matchup with Orange Coast College today. Try and put that loss behind them. And as John mentioned, next week begins conference play. So they're going to want to try and gain as much momentum as they possibly can in tonight's game. As Nick Mitchell alluded to, these teams are extremely close, only a few miles distant. They're right down the freeway. They call it the Beach Bowl. They call it the Bell Game. I've even seen it called the West Coast Showdown. There's any name you call it, it's going to be an exciting match. We've got Orange Coast College Pirates against the Golden West Rustlers coming up. And, of course, they share the same field. This is technically a home game for Golden West College, even though it's being played at Orange Coast. This is their home facilities. Sure would love to get some beautiful facilities over at Golden West that may compare to this wonderful Lombard Stadium. It's a wonderful September evening. The sun is going to be setting here pretty soon, and we'll be right back for the opening kickoff of Beach Bowl 3. The Rustlers will take on the Pirates when we return.
Spread the word.
I want to be a nurse. I want to be an architect. I want to be a police officer.
With the workforce changing every day, going to college is more important than ever before. Financial aid is available. Visit gwc.info. Follow your dreams. We'll help you get there.
Welcome back to Lombard Stadium as the Orange Coast College Pirates and the Golden West Rustlers are about to take the field. The Pirates won the toss and elected to receive, so they will have first crack at the West Coast Showdown. I was corrected from our pregame show. It's no longer called the Beach Bowl. It's the West Coast Showdown. Got to give it some hoopla. I love it. Golden West College versus OCC. And what has, for the longest time, affectionately known as the Bell Game. A good look there at Coach Nick Mitchell for the Golden West College Rustlers.
The battle for the bell.
As you can see, the sun is be setting here in about 30 minutes or so we got a nice orange glow here on an otherwise beautiful September evening here in Costa Mesa. Eric Torres, kicker for the Rustlers. We're getting ready to go here. Looks like Ray Hawley back to receive for the Pirates alongside David Dahl. Hawley picks it up at the 10, up to the 20. 25, finds gap, up to the 40, beats one, last one to go, and he's taken down at the 45-yard line
Ray Hawley, the returner.
by Victor Woodbury of the Rustlers. So the Pirates get excellent field position to start the game.
He found himself a hole there and gained 35 on the kickoff return.
Hawley returns the ball to the 45-yard line where it'll be first and 10 for the Pirates.
Kevin Ahai in the backfield, number 1. He's been their leading rusher. Taylor Hughes, the quarterback for the Pirates. Taylor has it. Complete, about a 6-yard gain. up to the 49. Like pass complete to Tate
Hughes
Norris.
pass complete to number 81,
Pardon
Anthony
me.
Vidal.
Anthony Vidal.
Good for a gain of 6 on the play, where it'll be second and 4.
Bring up second
for
and
the
4
Pirates.
here.
In Golden West territory at the 49.
Though this is a home game for the Rustlers, they are on our near side here, which is a little bit foreign for them. They usually occupy the far side of the stadium. Comes second down. Taylor Hughes off to Kevin Ahi. Gets around to the outside and up to the 39-yard line. Kevin Ahi's been a very effective runner for the Pirates these last 2 years.
Pirates advance above the 40
He is
good
a
for first
sophomore
down.
out of Coeur d'Alene High School up in Idaho. And will most likely be moving on to a 4-year university. Taylor Hughes in shotgun. Quick pass. Can't get around the stop here from the
Hughes pass
Pirates.
complete to Hall.
Cameron Hall on the reception.
Good for a gain of 4 on the play.
Brings up second down and about 6 yards to
Brings
go.
up second and 6 for Orange Coast.
The Pirates seem to be moving the ball at will here on their first drive.
Pretty effective team at making quick gains. No big plays of yet. But as Kevin mentioned, moving the ball effectively down the field. Hand off to Ahi. Rustlers takes 2 to force him out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Carlos Brooks was a part of that tackle, like alongside Michael Connell. Connell is one of the Ohio connection out of Ashtabula, Ohio.
Brooks on the tackle.
About
Advances the ball
4 players out of Ohio for the Rustlers this year.
to the 32-yard line.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Some good coverage on Kevin Ahi, forcing him to run sideways instead of forward.
3rd and 2 for Orange Coast.
Matt Redding right behind Taylor Hughes. Ahi gets the ball, breaks to the right. Looks like it's good enough for the first down, if just by a hair.
Ahi, the ball carrier.
And
Gain of
they are
3 on
moving the
play, good
chains.
for a Pirate first down.
So another first down for the Pirates. Now the ball on the 29-yard line. Rustler defense has been pretty effective so far this year. Is that they are limiting the other team's time of possession. And we get some whistles and play is stopped. Usually indicates an offensive foul.
Looks like a false start on the offense.
False start against the Pirates.
That should be a 5-yard penalty, so we'll bring up 1st and
Ball back
15.
5 yards to the 34, where it'll be 1st and 15 for Orange Coast.
So we mentioned in our first game what a dreadful night both teams had in terms of penalties. There was over 40 penalties called that game. The Rustlers were guilty of 12 of those, or 79 yards. Last week they limited to 6 penalties, but still 85 yards. So a little bit more work to do in terms of discipline, but a much improved game from the season opener. Hughes keeps it, finds a wide open tight end, and he's taken down at the 17. Tries to get back up, but they're going to whistle him dead. That was Matt Redding on the reception.
Be good for a Pirate first down.
Matt Redding listed as a 6'1", 205-pound sophomore out of Estancia High School.
Jodair Lewis on the tackle. He was the last man to beat. Jodair Lewis came up huge, saving a touchdown right there.
Jodair Lewis had a big game that first week against Saddleback. He and R.J. Orozco, probably the standout defensive players for the Rustlers. Hughes again with the ball. Takes Ahi, who is taken down for a loss. Carlos Brooks on the tackle.
Ahi with the ball
Loss
carrier,
of about
back
5
down,
yards.
Number 3, Carlos Brooks.
Carlos Brooks,
Loss of
5'10",
4 play,
205 pounds
brings up 2nd and 14 for
sophomore
Orange Coast
out
at
of
the
Westminster
21.
High School. Listed in the program as a running back, but obviously playing defense, at least for this possession. Hughes with a quick handoff. Taken up to the 13-yard line. That was Ray Hawley. Still bring up second and about 5. Pardon me, the third down. So as you mentioned, Kevin, the Pirates pretty much moving the ball at will right now. Marching down the field. They're on the 14-yard line and threatening the end zone.
Yeah, they're inside the 20 in the red zone, looking to get the offense going, see if they can get a quick 7 early here in the first quarter.
10 minutes on the clock. There's another reception taken down to the 10-yard line. Again, Cameron Hall on the reception.
Mitchell Knapp and Carlos Brooks combined on that tackle.
Bring up 4th and 3.
Hall is a wide receiver, 6'3", 215 pounds, out of Laguna Hills High School down in Foothill Ranch. So that brings up 4th down. Ryan Casano.
Casano attempting a 27-yard field goal.
About a 27-yard field goal attempt here. He hit one last week. And it's a bad snap. And the Rustlers will take him down on the 33-yard line. Casano couldn't get that kickoff. Bad snap, bad hold. And the Rustlers will take over a downs. They escaped that series without any points against them. 9:15 left on the clock, first quarter.
Golden West looked very fortunate after Orange Coast moved the ball down the field at will, coming away with no points here on that first drive. The Rustlers will take over just about at the 30-yard line.
Just as in that first game against Saddleback, special teams coming to play big here in the game. Let's take another look at that. And it was definitely the holder. Went right through his hands. Looked like David Harrington, who was trying to hold on to that one.
Advances the ball to the 34. It'll be 2nd and 6 for Golden West.
Meanwhile, while we were catching that replay, Rustlers moved about 4 yards. So 2nd and 6 on their own 39. Still scoreless.
Michael Van Dryp looking to get the offense going for the Rustlers.
Van Der Reep, lots of time. Just behind Bryce Blake. Couldn't hang on to it.
He's fortunate, thrown into coverage like that. That ball could have been picked off pretty easily. 2 or 3 Pirate defenders in the area.
Van Der Reep has had the luxury of lots of time in the past 2 games. As far as we can tell, he's only had 1 sack against him this year. So his offensive line going to be extremely effective. Andrew Iopati, number 78, the first one that you see there. Again, with lots of time. That one is complete to Brandon Grissom. And again, Grissom's going for more yards after the carry, and he fights his way up to the 47-yard line. That's what makes Grissom so effective, is those points after the catch, or the yards after the catch. And that's a first down for the Rustlers.
What a play to stay on his feet and get those extra couple yards.
What a strong player Brandon Grissom is. Again, he's part of that Ohio connection out of Cincinnati, Ohio, Laughlin High School. It's proven to be Van Der Reep's favorite receiver. Lavoisier Tuanai, number 7 here on the near side. Well, there's a penalty marker on the play, and that's Andrew Carlisle busting up through the middle there. That should be a first down pending what happens with the penalty marker. Number 34, Andrew Carlisle. Had a bit of a tough time that first game, but found his stride last week against Mount Sac, where he was the leading rusher. Let's see what the referees have to say. Offsides against the Pirates, so that penalty be declined. First down.
First down, Golden West.
So ball on the offensive 41. And Van Der Reep and the Rustlers now effectively moving the ball. Let's see how far they can carry it downfield.
Just as the Pirates did, the Rustlers are moving the ball at ease.
7:45 in the first quarter, still scoreless. Pitch to Mike Manuel. Grabs a few on the play. 4.
Manuel, the ball carrier.
Manuel out of Los Alamitos High School, hometown of
Gain of
Carson,
3 on the play.
California.
Brings up second and 7 in Pirate territory.
He is,
At the 38-yard line.
of course, a freshman. As Nick Mitchell said during the pregame, only 12 returners from last year's squad. So that's a lot of training they had to do in the offseason, but to get everyone up to speed. Henry, handoff again to Carlisle. He stays on his feet, fights for a few more yards. That brings him maybe 2 yards shy of that first down marker. Will bring up third down.
It's a nice run by Anthony Carlisle, able to bounce to the outside and gain a couple yards when it didn't look like there
bring
anything
up
to be
third
open
and
right
3
there.
for Golden West. That'd be the 39-yard line.
So far this season, Carlisle has figured in 13 plays for 60 rush yards. That's before tonight's game. So third down here for the Rustlers. Henry gets a little bit of pressure, and it looks like it comes down, and they're going to wave it a interception.
Intercepted.
That was tight coverage there on Brandon Grissom. Shad
First
Backel
down at their own 4-yard line.
picked that one off on the 4-yard line. Didn't look like Vandreep got a hold of that football the way he would have liked to. It was a little bit wobbly. He usually delivers a pinpoint pass, as we'll take another look at that play. Vandreep got a little bit of pressure there. Let that one go. And there was some water polo in there.
Shad Bactel, that's his second interception of the season. He had one 2 weeks ago, picking up 60 yards on his return. Just as the Rustlers were getting into the thick of the heart of the offense inside the 30-yard line.
Jeff Cheek there, the offensive coordinator, giving a few words to his offensive squad there. Hughes complete. Brings it up to the 18-yard line. Sam Chung on the
Hughes
reception.
pass complete. Number 81, Anthony Vidal.
So that'll move the chains and gives the
the
Pirates a little bit of breathing room back there.
Pirates advance the ball to the 17-yard line. Good for a Pirate first down.
Always tough to have your back against the end zone there. But I'm sure they aren't complaining as they took over the possession there.
Both teams looking a little sloppy here early in the first with the botched field goal attempt and the turnover, the interception.
Rustlers
Oh,
all
look
over
at
the
it, right out the
Pirates.
backfield.
What is that? 3-4 Rustlers taking down Kevin IE. Coming into tonight's game, Michael Vanderreep was 30 for 51 and without an interception, so that's his first of the season.
There you get a good look at Golden West coach Nick Mitchell. On the other side, Mike Taylor.
Taylor Hughes lets one go. What a catch by number 12, Cameron Hall. Was just behind him. There's some
Hughes
penalty
now
markers on the
complete to Hall.
field. But
Yeah,
he had to
penalty
turn
flag,
quickly to
penalty
grab that one. He was throwing a little bit behind them, but he was able to hang on.
At 6'3", he's got to be one of his favorite targets.
So the officials discussing here. So again, you see the offense there trying to sort it out for their next possession. Hopefully produce a little bit better results than the last one. Still scoreless, 4:55 left in the first quarter. This first quarter just flying by here. That penalty is against the Pirates. We'll take the ball back to the 8-yard line.
Penalty is against
It's also
Orange
going to force
Coast.
them to a 2nd and 18
Backs the
situation.
ball up to the 8-yard line.
It's a Taylor Hughes has some yards to gain
Second
here.
19 for Orange Coast.
Takes it right in front of his goal line, finds a wide open Anthony
Hughes'
Vidal.
pass is complete to Vidal.
Gets about
Vidal's brought
9
down by
yards on the
Carlos
play.
Brooks.
Still bring up a third and long. About 10 yards to go. Check that, maybe 9 yards to go.
Vidal
Still a
brought
bit
the
of a
ball back
challenge
up to the
here.
original line of scrimmage at the 17-yard line, third and 10.
Taylor Hughes coming in
for
this
Orange
game with a
Coast.
64.3 completion percentage, over 250 yards in his first 2 ball games.
Ray Hawley, the running back, standing right next to him. But they've got 4 wide receivers. What a snag out of the air for a first down. Cameron Hall, like you were saying, Kevin, he's got that height advantage, and he used that there. That ball was thrown a little high, but he was able to jump and snag that one out of the air right here on the touchline, the near side for Pirate. First down.
What a catch, able to reel that in with one hand and at the same time keep both feet in bounds for the completion.
You know, Kevin, we saw them before the game practicing with tennis balls. They were throwing tennis balls at their wide receiver, and we thought, what an odd situation. But they were snagging them with one hand, and you know what? Looks like that practice paid off.
At the time, it looked a little funny. Now it makes perfect sense.
Taylor gets a little pressure, escapes. RJ Roscoe trying to pressure on, but Taylor gets the ball away. That's good for another first down. Anthony Vidal.
Anthony Vidal. Bring the ball up to the 46
So ball at the 46. There's a wrestler down on the play. That's Carlos Brooks. He's a little slow getting up. Officials are going to stop the clock there as he stumbles off the field. Got to steady him. All right. TJ Tafaoga coming in to replace him. He's out of Fountain Valley High School. Hopefully Carlos Brooks is all right. He's had a pretty good game so far. We're winding down here in the first quarter, but he's made some big plays here for the wrestlers.
The Pirates still looking to get on the board here in the first quarter, averaging 29 points a game their first 2 games.
Of course, Hughes hands off to Kevin Ahi. 2-yard gain on the play. Of course, the wrestler defense was able to hold Powerhouse Saddleback to only 11 points, but Mount Sac was another story. As Coach Nick Mitchell alluded to, Mount San Antonio ranked number 1 in the state after drubbing the the wrestlers last week, 52-7.
3rd and 6 in the shotgun.
Hughes lets it go. It's caught, it's carried, it's going to be close for that first down. Depends on the spot. Looks like they're right at that marker.
Ball carrier was Hawley. Correction, receiver was Hawley.
The Pirates able to get that 3rd down conversion, completing for 1st and 10 from the 43.
So again, the Pirates move the change. They find themselves in trouble, and they are always able to get out of it. 2:20 left in the first quarter, still scoreless in the 2008 West Coast Showdown between Golden West Wrestlers and Orange Coast Pirates. Some stutter steps there, and he'll be taken down for a loss. Didn't fool anybody. Some pretty dance moves. Duran Moss, but that's about a 2-yard loss, and they're going to spot it actually right where he received it, so we'll give him a forward progress. So the 2nd down and 9.
Nice catch by Duran Ross, local boy from Orange, California.
Gain of 1 on the play brings up 2nd and 9.
Again, as Coach Mitchell alluded to in the pregame interview, because these schools are so close, they often compete for recruits. So a lot of these players from both schools are products of local high schools. That pad didn't fool anybody. Taylor Hughes tried to sneak that one, fake the handoff, but he was taken down for a big loss. Ball will be moved back to the 47-yard line. So brings up 3rd long.
Brings up 3rd and 13.
And let's take another look at that sack here. You can see for 63 on the tackle.
I think that was big Brett Murphy, 6'4", 235, only a freshman. Kid still growing.
Taylor with lots of time. Ball is dropped. And there's a late flag. That's never good
Pass is
news.
intended for Dahl. Penalty flag on the play.
That is often a personal foul.
In just a moment, throughout the stands, we will be selling those golf balls, only $20 each.
We'll see how the
Potential of
referees
1,500 golf
discuss.
balls dropped from the helicopter.
Man in the white hat is the referee Gene Beck. Umpire Jim Bolden. Back judge Mike Barsh. Side judge Gary Krause. Head linesman Phil Nelson. Field judge Jeff Taylor. And the line judge Bryant
Don't forget your
Warren.
donations help to fund life-saving research, specialized pediatric
Gene
equipment
Beck
and programs
explaining
at
the
the
call.
Children's Hospital of Orange
Nick Mitchell.
County, better known as CHOP.
Nick Mitchell doesn't seem to be questioning the call. He's just looking for an explanation.
He certainly doesn't seem satisfied with the call, but then again, any penalties against you.
Both teams looking to get on the board in the first quarter. Just about under a minute left to go.
A pretty lengthy discussion they're having here. Perhaps Coach Mitchell's pointing out some other plays that he thinks could have been flagged. I don't know if you can hear that, but it doesn't sound like the rest of the crowd is very happy with that call either.
It's pretty early. The crowd's starting to get rowdy already. The ball on the 45, the Golden West defense has plenty of room to step up and keep the Pirate offense off the board once again.
Ball gets moved down to the 32-yard line, and the chains move, and you can hear the crowd booing.
Penalty is assessed against
The
Golden
Bluebirds
West.
are out tonight.
That's the ball up to the 32, good for a first down for the Pirates.
So that was a tough call there because the Rustlers' defense had them. Ball was dropped. The Pirates would have been forced to punt, but now Hughes has lots of time. Now he's getting some pressure. Iopati just can't get a hold of his legs. And I can't believe that Vidal brought that one down as well.
Pass is complete to find out.
There's about 4 Rustlers that either tried to bring down the quarterback or put a hand on that ball, but couldn't get a hold of it.
Once again, the big tight end, Anthony Vidal, 6'4", 200, true freshman. He's using his size to make that grab.
Chains move again. 1st and 10. Ball on the 20-yard line. 15 seconds left in the first quarter. There's 15 now on the play clock, so there's going to get one more play here. Handoff to Kevin Ahai. And he gains about 6 on the play.
Ahi, the ball carrier, gain of 5 on the play.
Kevin
brings the ball
Ahi
to
in the
15.
final play
It'll be
of
second
the
and 5
quarter.
for Orange Coast.
We'll bring up 2nd and 4 to start
Into
the second
first
quarter.
Orange Coast Pirates
Still
0,
scoreless here
West
in the
Rustlers
West
0.
Coast Showdown. And that's bad news for the Rustlers. That's not Kevin Ahi, but there is a player, for the Pirates, player down still. He looks shaken up on the play. So neither offense is able to get any points on the board, although both are effective at marching down the field. Pirates have had 2 chances. The Rustlers won.
This sportscast is being produced by students enrolled in Golden West College broadcast and video production classes. The game announcers are students enrolled in the sportscasting class at Golden West College. For information on these or any other television production classes offered at Golden West College Broadcast and Video Production Department, go to www.gwcbvp.com.
Once again, brought to you by the Kiwanis
And also
Club.
on that
They're
website, you
sponsoring
should be able
this
to
fundraiser
find
and support it.
the schedule
The ones at the
for
gate
our
today,
upcoming
I'll be out
events.
Golden West and Orange Coast in this showdown.
And
The golf balls will be
there's
sold
a
for
contact
$20
us
each.
button
We'll
there.
be
We'd love to hear
1,500
from you.
golf balls
Let us know what you
maximum
think.
sold. And then we drop from the helicopter at halftime. The helicopter will be
As the
150 feet
teams
above
get
us,
ready
dropping into
to
the target zone.
change ends here.
Balls landing in that target zone will be eligible for
was a
prize
quick
pool of
first
up to
quarter.
$30,000 depending on how many
Clock didn't
balls are
stop
sold.
too often.
And then the winner Visual split.
That injured player for the Pirates was number 11, David Dahl. Just watched him get up. He looking a little better walking off the sidelines under his own power.
Never like to see serious injuries here with these young athletes, so good to see that he's up and at 'em. And I see that the Golden West training staff is no longer working on Carlos Brooks.
The end of the first quarter, Ahi, the leading rusher for Orange Coast with 21 yards.
He is still not in the
7
game,
carries.
but
Carlisle for Golden West, 3 carries
hopefully
for
he will be
25 yards.
returning.
2nd and 5 for Orange Coast at Golden West 15-yard line.
So OCC very effective at moving the ball. They had 9 first downs there in that first quarter.
Ahi, the ball carrier, stopped at the line of scrimmage by number.
The Pirates choose to go to Ahi again.
RJ Roscoe brings up.
Definitely their
3rd and 5.
fave running back, like I said, for the past 2 years. I see Carlos Brooks is up and walking. He looks good. We may be seeing him back in the game soon enough. Meanwhile, the Pirates are threatening. Taylor, lots of time. He looks into the end zone. Lots of pressure, and it's intercepted. He brought it down. I don't know if he brought it down in play. And yes, he did. Joe Dare Lewis with the pick as he was falling out of the back of the end zone. So another turnover. The Pirates get very, very close to a touchdown, but can't pull it off. Let's take another look at that one. It looked oh so close. Hughes had lots of time. He was going for the back corner of the end zone. Joe Dare Lewis with an athletic grab. He gets both feet in. What a play.
That was Taylor Hughes' first interception of the season. Not bad for over 35 pass attempts in his first 2+ games.
Cameron Hall was the intended receiver there. But what a defensive play by Joe Dare Lewis. Turn the ball over. So both quarterbacks get their first interceptions of the year early in this game, as Bryce Blake picks up about 8 yards on that reception.
Gain of 8 on the play. Ball is advanced to the
Daniel
28-yard line. Will be
Pokorski
2nd and 2 for
and
Golden
Mike
West.
Manuel coming into the game for the Rustlers. So again, the Rustler defense coming up with big stops to prevent the Pirates from putting any points on the board. 2nd down and short. And off to Mike Manuel, gets around to the right side. Taken down in a pretty vicious manner.
Manuel,
But
the
it's
ball
good
carrier,
enough for the
advances
first
ball
down.
across the 30-yard line.
Pick up about 4 on that play.
That's 2 times the Pirates had the ball inside the 30, scoring territory, able to come up with
Gain
no
of 5
points on the
play.
board.
Advance the ball to the 33, where it'll be Golden West. 1st down.
Golden West had 7 plays for 36 yards in the first quarter. Pirates 21 plays for 105 yards. And in the first quarter, Pirates offense was 10 for 10 on, pardon me, Taylor Stewart was 10 for 10. Handoff again to Manuel. Gets nowhere on that play. Perhaps even a loss of a yard.
Manuel brought down the backfield, loss of 1 on the play. Brought down by a group of Orange Coast
Lester
Pirates.
Bodiford comes out. Tim Niamata and Anthony Carlisle come into the game for the Rustlers. Manuel runs to the sideline.
Mike Manuel on that carry averaging just under 2 yards per carry through the first few games of the season.
Golden West in the first quarter had 4 rushes for 28 yards. Vandereep complete. And Billy Hinto. Pardon me, Brandon
Vanderip's pass
Grissom
complete to Grissom.
looked like just shy of that first
Grissom
down.
advances the ball to
That'll
the
bring up 3rd and
42-yard
short.
line, where it'll be 3rd and 1 for Golden West.
It's a nice catch by Brandon Grissom in tight coverage, surrounded by Pirates players on both sides of him.
He's a very athletic wide receiver. Listed at 6 foot, 185 pounds.
Averaging 12.5 yards per reception.
Carlisle and Niamata behind Vandereep. Carlisle gets the ball. That's going to be close. Depends on the spot. Looks like they're going to give it to him.
Carlisle, the ball carrier.
And that'll move the chains. So
Gain of
first
2
down
on the
for
play.
the Rustlers.
Bounce the ball to the 44-yard line.
All on the 44-yard line.
It'll be first down, Golden West.
These stats that we are reading out are courtesy of Golden West Sports Information Director Danny Jones. We appreciate his contributing to our stat count here and helping us out. Spending his Saturday nights at Lombard Stadium.
What a beautiful night for football here in Orange County.
Vandereep gets a little pressure. There's a flag on the play. Wobbly pass. And that one goes incomplete. Manuel was the intended receiver. Was almost picked off. We got holding against the Rustlers, however. So that'll bring up 15 yards to go.
Shad Breital again on that play, looking for a second interception of the game. That kid seems to be all over the field tonight.
We'll repeat the down. Looks like a 10-yard penalty.
Penalty moves
Ball
the ball
back
back
to
to
the
the
39.
35-yard line, where it'll be
Sorry,
first and 20 for
35.
Golden West.
Lights are coming on here at Lombard Stadium. Sun just a few moments away from dipping behind that far side of the bleachers. Fumble! And it looks like the Pirates pick it up.
Fumble is recovered
That
by
ball
Matt
sat
Henry
there
for
on
West
the
Coast.
field for what seemed like minutes as nobody was able to pounce on it. But it
Looks like-
came a couple of flying orange bodies, and they were able to grab onto the ball.
Number 45, Matt Henry, the linebacker, coming up with that loose ball. Once again, another turnover.
So we'll take another look at that fumble here. The second turnover for the Rustlers tonight. It looks like Vandereep just collided with Mike Manuel. And as you see, the ball just sat there. Good look there on that replay. Hughes is seeing a little bit of pressure. Buy some time now. And the pass is complete up to the 16-yard line. That's number 13, Ricky Carroll on the reception.
I think they're ruling that an incomplete pass, that he might have trapped it against the ground.
Falls incomplete.
Good eyes
Brings
there,
up
Kevin.
second
Good eyes.
and 10.
Dante Scott was given some pressure to Taylor Hughes. Hughes was able to elude him and get the pass off, but as you say, trapped for an incomplete pass.
Still no score with 11 minutes left here in the first half. Both teams still moving the ball well. A couple of sloppy plays, missed field goal attempt, and a couple of interceptions keeping both teams off the board.
Kevin Ahai takes the ball on the near side, and he's knocked out of bounds. Gain of a few on that play.
Ahi, the ball carrier. Knocked down by number 9, Sean Baker.
The Pirates rushing
Advances the ball up to the 25, where it'll be third.
only 10 yards
And a long 4.
net gain in the first quarter. And much more effective with 95 passing yards. Ball right on the 25-yard line. Taylor Hughes asks for some motion. Handoff again to Ahi, and he's taken down for a loss.
Ahi brought down the backfield by Connell.
Excellent defensive coverage by the Rustlers.
And Deji
Connell is listed as a tackler. Mike DeGiacomo also involved in that play.
Brings up another fourth down situation for the Pirates.
So we will see another field goal attempt, this one about 45 yards. Ryan Casano with the attempt. Place is good, the distance is good, and it is good. So a 45-yard field goal puts the first points on the board of the evening. Pirates up 3 with 9:33 left in the first half. So Casano, very effective kicker from distance, if the hold is good.
The hold looked better that time, other than the first time little Butterfingers got to him early in the game. Maybe it's the nerves of the Battle of the Bell.
See Nick Mitchell there shouting at his special teams. Brandon Grissom is the kick returner for the Rustlers. However, Mike Manuel and Preston Margain out of Fountain Valley High School are towards the back.
So it'll be kicking. Back to receive is Grissom for the Rustlers.
And that kickoff attempt is no good. We'll try that again.
Brandon Grissom with 3 kickoff returns for 53 yards in the first 2 games, averaging just over 17 yards per return with a long of 20 yards.
He takes that on the 15. He's up to 25 to 30. And again, he busts his way up to the 40-yard line. I love watching that guy play. He's under pressure. He's got 2 guys hanging off of him, and he's still able to gain a few more yards. So that gives pretty good field position for the Rustlers. And that'll help his average return of 29 yards.
What a way to stay on his feet. Good field position for the Rustlers. Here to start their drive with just over 9 minutes left in the first half.
What a strong player Brandon Grissom is. Turning out to be a great find from Ohio for Nick Mitchell. Carlisle takes the ball. He gains about 4 or 5 on the play before he's roughed up and knocked almost out of bounds there on the far side. Bring up second down. 5 yards to go.
Big number 46, Dean DeLeon on the tackle. 6'2" defensive end from Park City.
Children's Hospital of Orange County and gives you a chance of winning a total prize pool of up to $30,000, which will be split with the winner 50-50.
As you say, Kevin, just under 9 minutes. Ripe time for the Rustlers to put some points on the board and make a statement here in the first half of the West Coast Showdown. Henry lets it go to Grissom. He's got some room to run. He beats one, stays on his feet. Look at him trying to go. He didn't have anywhere to go on that one, but he made the catch. Gained about 7 after the catch. That definitely moves the chains. Bring up first down on the 44-yard line.
First down.
As you said, Brandon Grissom, definitely a player you want to watch.
So athletic and trying to get around the tackles and gain as many yards as he can.
He can run, he can catch. Next thing you know, he'll be playing quarterback.
Grissom and Lavoisier, 2 and I, the receivers, but Carlisle hangs on to that one. Picks up about 5 on the play. Pick that 4 on the play, right on the 40-yard line. Second down and 6.
The Rustlers looking to take the lead or even things up here in the first half.
Van Der Reep in shotgun. Michael Stitzler, the offensive lineman, he's a center with the snap. It's a good snap. Bryce Blake receives. That's good for a first down. All on the 31-yard line. Again, Rustlers move the chains, inching their way down the field.
First down.
Ball on the 31, not quite within field goal range yet, although Eric Torres is warming up here on the sideline. Mike Manuel in the backfield takes the ball, won't get very far. Well, 4 men in orange to greet him there.
Manuel, the ball carrier, stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Looked like Isaiah
Brings up the second
Rupena
10.
was the first one on the stop.
Pirates defense looking to be effective against the run. Vanderright might want to go to the air a little bit more. Looking for the end zone here.
Van Reep again in shotgun. Mike Manuel's right next to him. And he'll catch that one. Got a little bit of room if he can break one. He does. Gets up to about the 26-yard line. Gain of about 5. Bring up third and just as many.
6-yard line.
6:15 left in the half.
3rd and 5 for Golden West.
Van Reep getting some instructions from Jeff Cheek on the sideline.
Third.
Take another look at that play on the Mike Manuel reception. And again, the strength to be able to stay on his feet and grab those last 2 extra yards before he was brought down. Gives the Rustlers a better chance on this 3rd down play. That one thrown behind Bryce Blake. The coaches are asking the officials, was there anything worthy of a penalty marker? The official's response is no. So it brings up 4th down and 5. All on the 26-yard line. Eric Torres is in for the field goal.
26-yard line.
Be about a 43-yard attempt.
Torres will be
And it looks a little short. And it is. No good. Rustlers unable to respond and put any points on the board.
short.
As I was saying, we watched Eric Torres in the first game.
Orange Coast will take
A
over.
little shaky, and he definitely didn't have the
26-yard
distance that would have made that an easy field goal
I'd like to take
attempt.
this opportunity to wish a happy birthday to Orange Coast College President Bob Dees. It is his birthday today, so congratulations and happy birthday.
Are you interested in a career as a sportscaster, sports reporter, broadcast sports producer, or in broadcast sports production? Golden West College Broadcast and Video Production Department offers a comprehensive degree and certificate program in sportscasting. Students enrolled in the sportscasting program at Golden West receive hands-on instruction in all phases of sports broadcasting, including play-by-play, color commentator, sports producer, writing sports copy, and video sports production. Students produce a weekly local sports highlight program, produce college, high school, and professional sports for broadcast and cable. Students in the program can be seen behind the microphone and on the sidelines of professional sports broadcasts on the Fox Network, CNN, and ESPN. For information on the sportscasting program at Golden West College, please visit us online at www.gwcbvp.com. Golden West College Broadcast and Video Production.
Kevin, that's how I got my start, jumping in the class here with Warren Carter, as there's a gain of about 1 or 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd 5 for the Pirates.
Orange Coast at their own 31.
Again, these presentations that you watch on Channel 95 every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night are entirely student-produced, student-run, student-starred.
Anyone interested in sportscasting, Golden West is the place to be. The Pirates looking to increase their lead here in the first half, just before halftime, over 4 minutes to go.
Taylor Hughes has some time. Oh, popped in and out of the numbers of number 8, Chris Rahaintham.
Pass intended for Hannafan.
Good to see Carlos Brooks back in the game there. He was involved in that defensive play. So the Pirates, 4 and out, will be forced to punt. Ball still on their 31. Great defensive stop there by the Rustlers. They were only able to get 6 yards out of those 3 downs.
Number 8, Bryce Blake, back on the return. See if he can get something going for Golden West here.
He's on his own 35 to start. Punt will be taken at about the 20.
Nice kick.
Blake grabs it at the 30. Runs backwards. It's usually not a good sign if he can get around the end there. And he takes it up to about the 34-yard line. With exactly 4 minutes left in the half.
Return of 4 yards on the play.
Joseph Lang on the tackle. Really nowhere to go.
For the Rustlers at the 34.
For Bryce Blake, running sideways.
We still have a few minutes left to buy those golf balls. They're only $20 a piece. There are people selling them throughout the stands.
I don't know if you can hear the stadium announcer, but they're having a fundraiser for Chalk Hospital, and there's going to be a helicopter golf ball drop here happening at halftime.
It's for a great cause. Half the proceeds going to charity. Think about 1,500 golf balls to be dropped on the field via helicopter at halftime.
I'm glad I'm under the shelter of the press box up here.
I wouldn't mind having one of those winning golf balls.
Hand off to Mike Manuel. Gain of about 4. A little excitement after the play, but no flags.
Daniel, the ball carrier.
Ball taken up to the 37-yard line.
Gain of 3 on the play, brings up 2nd and 7.
3:40 left in the half. Still plenty of time for the Rustlers to march down and put some points on the board.
There you get a good look at Nick Mitchell.
They grabbed a late touchdown in that first game against Saddleback in the first half, and going in with a lead at halftime is always a big momentum booster. Vanderreep lets go, and it's caught by Tuanai. He's forced out of bounds, but it's caught at the 49-yard line. Tuanai from Hamilton Heights High School. 6'5", 197-pound freshman. So the Rustlers able to get some height in their wide receivers this year.
Hamilton Heights in Westminster, California. Nice play to keep both feet in bounds.
3 minutes on the clock. Carlisle's in the backfield. Trent Burns in motion. Carlisle gets it. And he picked up maybe 2 on the play, but at least he got into the opposite half. 2:40 on the clock and running. 2nd down and 8 for the Rustlers. Surprised they don't try and hurry up a little bit more. They've still got 3 timeouts left to go. Left to use, rather. They haven't used any this first half. And neither have the Pirates, for that matter. Coming past Carlisle, who popped right as soon as he gets the ball. You could hear that one from up here. You could hear the oohs and ahs from the crowds. That looked like it hurt, but it didn't look like he gained any yards on the play. We'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Big hit by number 44, Isaiah Rupina, linebacker, 6'2", 220 from Mater Dei. Mater Dei, a school known for producing good college football players.
So OCC takes the first time out with 1:50. This is an interesting call, probably trying to save some time, expecting to get the ball back. So they are optimistic that their defense can pull up a stop here and that they'll get a chance to march down the field.
And sportscasting classes. And will be cablecast on Time Warner Channel 95 at 8 p.m. September 26th through the 28th. You can also check Time Warner Channel 95 on-screen schedule for additional playback times.
So a fun first half so far for the 2008 West Coast showdown between the Rustlers and the Pirates.
Only down 3 points. The Rustlers can't be too unhappy with their performance after giving up over 50 points last week. They're still in this ball game by every means.
So yes, giving up 52 points last game and holding the Pirates here to 3 in the first half. With 1:50 left in the half, it's a big 3rd down here for the Rustlers. They try and inch towards the end zone here. Vanderreep, quick pass, and he's through, and he's in. I'm calling it right now. He's on the 25-yard line, but that was a touchdown by Lavoisier Tuanai. The coverage was weak. They had a lot of wideouts, and that really spread the Orange Coast College Pirates very thin. There was no safety, and as soon as Tuanai got that, he was free and clear to put 6 points on the board for the Rustlers and give them a lead. Take another look at that. You can see that the coverage is very, very thin, and as soon as Tuanai beats that block there, he is free and clear. Josh Jordan on the coverage. Wasn't able to tackle Tuanai.
What a pass. What a way to get free. 54-yard touchdown reception, giving Golden West a 6-3 lead.
Eric Torres with the point after attempt. It's up, and it looks good, and it is. 7-3 with 1:38 left in the first half. So I know Orange Coast called that timeout earlier, hoping to get the ball back. I know they didn't hope to get the ball back, down by 4 points. But nonetheless, they'll have 1:38 to respond here in the first half.
Golden West with all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Probably just looking to end out the half with a 4-point lead. The Pirates did start the game receiving as they won the coin toss and chose to receive in the first half, so the Rustlers will start the second half getting the football.
So Torres, although he missed that field goal earlier, came through with that extra point, as we mentioned in our last broadcast last season. So many point after touchdowns were missed, which really came back to haunt them on a few games where they lost by 2 and 3 points.
It was a huge play for the Rustlers. Only the second touchdown this season that the Pirates have given up. Give them some momentum going into the second half that they can score on this Pirate defense.
We mentioned that Mount Sac is ranked number 1 in the state. The Pirates are ranked number 22 after their 300th win that they earned last week in school, 300th in school history. Ball was caught on the 19, 30, 40. Torres with the tackle. The kicker had to come in clutch there. As number 4, Benjamin Souza
does bring the ball across midfield.
was almost free and clear, but that's exactly what you asked for in a kicker, right? He's the last man.
It was an excellent return with just 1:30 left, giving the Pirates good field position, maybe getting field goal range here before the end of the first half.
Torres comes up big on both sides there with the point after, and the crucial stop there as the last man. I know those kickers practice the tackles. They never like to make them. It's not something that they look forward to, but you got to do what you got to do. There's only 11 guys on the field.
With that tackle, he may have kept the lead for Golden West.
Ball's coming back to the 30. I didn't catch. There was a penalty on that play, or maybe he got out of bounds. But with 1:20 and running, ball's now on the 35-yard line of the Pirates.
Looks like the Pirates are trying to keep things going with their no-huddle offense. Just over a minute left in the half, trying to move the ball upfield.
They still have 2 timeouts. They don't choose to use them. Taylor Hughes complete, and he gets out of bounds. That was Ricky Carroll on the reception.
Hughes pass complete to Carroll.
And that'll move the chains.
The ball across the 40 to the 41-yard line.
Nice play by Carroll to get out of bounds to save some time on that clock.
As we mentioned in our last telecast, new rule that if you go out of bounds outside of the 2-minute warning, the clock will not stop. But under 2 minutes, the clock will stop in each half. A new rule this year for community college football. Wide open, he stumbles.
He had nothing but daylight from there.
He certainly did. That was number 13, Ricky Carroll on the reception. It looked like he was free and clear, but stumbled.
Fortunate for the Golden West defense.
As they noted up here in the press box, that clock should have been stopped at about 58 seconds. It now reads 52. Timekeeper jumped the gun on that one. They're going to need to reset that clock. Doesn't look like they're going to catch it. Pirates pointing at the clock saying, hey, that clock was running.
That seems to be the holdup here. The officials noticed, both teams noticed, trying to get those seconds added back on the clock.
Seems to be what the discussion is about. And that's what they'll be discussing with the coaches here. The scoreboard also reads that both teams have their full 3 timeouts left. However, I know that Orange Coast has called 1. So this seems to be a holdup here in an otherwise quick-moving football game. So 7-3, the Rustlers over the Pirates.
Nick Mitchell getting another explanation on the delay right here.
Clock stays at 52. And here we go. So they're going to go with it. Play clock's running at 18. Taylor Hughes overthrows it. Cameron Hall was the intended receiver, but Hughes tossed that one right into the crowd of cheerleaders there on the far side. And none of those are eligible to receive the pass there.
Pass ball's incomplete, brings up the second 10 after 40 for
Clock is
Orange
stopped
Coast.
again at 48 seconds. 2nd and 10 on their offensive 40-yard line. Rustler defense needs to come up big here if they want to keep this momentum going into the second half. Hughes again with lots of time. R.J. Orozco giving some pressure from behind. Potty got taken down. Some of the coaching staff looked for a holding call, but no flags were thrown.
Taylor Hughes can't find any open receivers. Decided to take the ball himself, run out of bounds, stop the clock.
Hughes, the ball carrier, advances the ball up to the
So ball now at 36-yard line.
36 for Orange Coast.
41 seconds left in the half. .15 on the play clock.
Golden West defense starting to step up. It's the best drive they've had so far this game.
Hughes. Potty takes him down. The ball is loose. He's up. He's towards the end zone. Orozco can't block, but the Rustlers take over, and the ball now at the 25-yard line. That energizes the crowd here, and that's the way to go into halftime. Getting close to the end zone.
I'll tell you one thing, Victor Woodbury showed some speed there. 6'1", 235 pounds, moving like a running back, picking up that football, heading towards the goal line.
My first reaction was to yell to drop on it. You never know when those big guys are going to have trouble picking that ball up. Let's take another look at it. As you see Andrew Iopati with the tackle there that forces the ball loose. And like you say, Victor Woodbury out of Tustin High School picks it up and gains about 20 to put the ball on the 25-yard line. What a defensive play when you need it most. Heading into halftime here. 31 seconds on the clock. Gives the Rustlers an opportunity to extend their lead. That ball underthrown to Bryce Blake.
That fumble and recovery, run back pretty much already put the Rustlers in field goal range. Looking to increase their lead.
So both teams heading into this game with very few turnovers. And we've seen a lot already in the first half. But that's what the pressure cooker of the West Coast Showdown forces.
Both teams trying to ring that bell tonight.
Bendry smack in the face. There's lots of late flags there. That's usually a personal foul.
Looks like it's going to go against the Pirates, even giving the Rustlers better field position here with just over 20 seconds left in the first half.
Torres is warming up his leg here on the near side. Close to where that first missed field goal was taken from. But we'll see after this penalty. That should move the ball. They're going to call that pass interference. So that'll be an automatic first down. 23 seconds left. Rustlers trying to extend their 4-point lead. So bring up first and 5.
It's another flag on the play. Free play for the Rustlers.
Bryce busts his way up with inside the 5-yard line. 16 seconds left. The clock will stop. As you said, Kevin, there's a penalty marker on the field. Came in quite early.
13 on the play.
13-yard gain for Bryce Blake. Number 8, a wide receiver out of Fountain Valley High School.
Offsides call on the Pirates. Obviously, the Rustlers will decline that penalty, giving them first and goal inside the 5-yard line.
And it looks like the Rustlers will call a timeout here. So they'll use up their first timeout. Still have 2 left.
16 seconds remaining in the first half.
And the Rustlers sitting on a 4-point lead. Very comfortable heading into the second half. They'd love to go in with 2 touchdowns under their belt. As you said, Kevin, the Pirates have before this game, had only given up 1 touchdown in the first 2 games. 1 touchdown and 1 field goal. So if the Rustlers are able to get any points here in terms of a field goal or touchdown, they will have matched the season allowance that the Pirates have put up on opposing teams.
Not a bad first half for the Rustlers.
Certainly not. We spoke highly of their defense, but it's the offense who's getting it done tonight. Michael Vandereep, Brandon Grissom, and Lavoisier Tuanai with some great catches. Move the ball. Of course, Anthony Carlisle and Mike Manuel have been effective running backs to contribute to the overall offensive prowess of the Rustlers. 16 seconds left here in the first half. Rustler crowd here trying to force these men in green into the end zone. Handoff to Mike Manuel. And didn't look like he got very far on that. The Rustlers will use another timeout here. The Labard Stadium scoreboard still shows that they have 3 left, but by my count, they should have 1 left after this.
With 10 seconds left, the Rustlers probably have time for 2 more plays, maybe 1 more in the end zone, and then line up the field goal team to increase their lead 10-3.
You can see the Pirate defense there, a little bit bewildered by this Rustler offense. They're used to keeping a tight check on opposing offenses, but the Rustlers are having their way with the Pirates tonight. Some Rustler players are trying to fire up this crowd here. They know what a big play this one is. The opposing Pirate sideline is very quiet. Vandereep is going to look into the end zone. And it's intercepted on the 1-yard line by the Pirates. He's still got the ball. He's still on his feet. He's brought down by Brandon Grissom on the 25. That looked like David Dahl. Pardon me, that was number 41, Jimmy Keating with the pick. And that'll end the first half. So what a rough way to end it. Within grasp of extra points there. Couldn't get them. But you know what? They head into halftime with a 7-3 lead over the Pirates, which is more than most teams have been able to do all season long.
Huge interception by the Pirates in the first half, keeping Golden West off the scoreboard and keeping the Pirates in this game, as Golden West will start the second half with the ball. Things could have got ugly.
So an unfortunate turn of events there late in the first half. But otherwise, a very exciting first half. Lots of turnovers. Not too many points, but enough to give the Pirates a 4-point lead. Heading into halftime, it's 7-3 from LaBarge Stadium. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Second half action after this.
Spread the word.
I want to be a nurse. I want to be an architect. I want to be a police officer.
With the workforce changing every day, going to college is more important than ever before. Financial aid is available. Visit GWC.info. Follow your dreams. We'll help you get there.